Hey, what's up guys, it's SirTagCR, and today we're back at it again with this insane Royal Giant Skeleton log bait deck. We have the Goblin Barrel, the Bats, and the Skarmy all for Zap and log bait, and the deck gets even crazier with the Hunter and the Zappies for Fireball and Poison Bait too. I love this deck in Double Elixir because the Giant Skeleton will always be in front of the Royal Giant, and when they finish off the Giant Skeleton, it explodes and destroys all of their units. So then your Royal Giant will get a ridiculous amount of damage and you won't have to deal with the counter push. This deck is absolutely crazy and so easy to play, so let's go jump straight into some games and assert some dominance with this new Goblin Barrel bait deck. And if you're not already supporting me in the shop, my creator code is SirTag. By using creator code SirTag, I get a percentage of all money spent in the shop at no extra cost to you. It allows me to spend more time on my videos and I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and split Zappies. We're gonna see what's up, we're gonna see what's good. He's gonna go in for a balloon at the same time we go in for the Zappies, but we got the Bats. And if you zap or you go in for a freeze or something, we could immediately go in for the Hunter, but we know for a fact that that balloon is gonna get thwarted by one single Zappy and the Bats. So it's a-okay. He dropped a balloon. He dropped Zappy counter with arrows on top of everything. Man, he dropped so much elixir. There's nothing he can do against this Royal Giant if we just go in for an Earthquake on top of the Bomb Tower. Heck, I could activate King Tower here with the Hunter if I really want to. Is it worth it, guys? You think it's worth it? We're going to try it. We're going to do it. And I'm just going to say that it's worth it because we have Zappies and we can prolong the defensive interactions. And he still has to respond to the Hunter anyway, so as long as he doesn't balloon me immediately and then zap my Bats, then I think we're okay. But we've already seen arrows, so he probably doesn't have it, right? So it seems like it's going to be a really good matchup for us because if you have no answer to the Zappies, you're not breaking through with your balloon. I'm sorry to say, my kind sir. Also, if he ever decides to go in for a counter to our Bats here, then he loses his tower to the Goblin Barrel, right? So alternatively, if he decides to go in for the arrows on the Goblin Barrel, then he has no answer to the Bats and he nets a massively negative elixir trade against the Bats because the Bats are able to counter the balloon. Balloon's 5 elixir, the Bats are 2 plus 3 interaction. We take those out here, man. So I love going for Royal Giants at the river because I can just Earthquake his Bomb Tower and then there's really nothing he can do. So yeah, he can go for Lumberjack and he can go in for Bomb Tower, but still that's a massively negative elixir trade for you, my dude. And we can just Hunter to kill the Lumberjack, go in for a Giant Skeleton here, and destroy your Electro Wizard, go in for Bats, keep our Hunter alive, and now you're going to probably have to arrow that, but if you arrow it, then you get one hit. That's as much as you can possibly get, and sometimes you don't even get any. Wow, guys, the Zappies were clutch there. 0 damage. That's what we're talking about. OJ would be proud. Remember, he just used his arrows, so I don't think he's back to it. So yeah, we went in for the Goblin Barrel instead, because it was just going to be a better answer since he used his arrows. We're going to wait for that to lock on, then we go for our Skarmy to kill the Mega Knight immediately. Also, the Electro Wizard's going to go and target that now, so that's good. He just used arrows again, man. We go for a Giant Skeleton, and then we can go for Bats right on top of the Firecracker to finish it off, so then it doesn't give him too much more value. It's still alive, man. The Firecracker is an annoying card, but we can Earthquake it and finish it off now. Go for a Goblin Barrel a little bit further back, see if we can get some value out of that. And he's not cycling his balloon. Oh, he's going to Lumberjack. Okay, very well played, identifying that and not going in for anything else. What do you want to do, my dude? I can kill that immediately and just go in for a Skarmy at the river to destroy the Lumberjack, and you don't want to arrow it, but you kind of have to. So then the Lumberjack's able to break through, but you aren't able to do it immediately, so then you're still screwed. So it's crazy how this matchup is going for us. All I have to do is go in for an Earthquake. We guarantee damage then. At bare minimum, get at least one Royal Giant hit, right? Oh, it's not going to happen, but did get out guards from him. I thought we would at least get a hit there, man. I also thought he would get a balloon hit, but these hits are just not happening today. Very, very close game just because of how he's able to defend all the time, and one balloon hit would be able to win him a lot. But yeah, if we just save our Hunter and Skarmy and he's forced to arrow that, then our Goblin Barrel will guarantee value. So that's what I'm just going to keep doing. I like that interaction a lot. And then the death damage probably just takes his tower. GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. Pleasure playing against you and asserting dominance. I'm going to sauce out a good luck here, and we're going to see what's up. I can go and split my Zappies in the back as the first play because we accommodate both sides. No matter where he drops a card, we got something going towards it. Hey, you got Musketeer. All right, so when we see Muskie, we're automatically assuming either a Graveyard deck, 2.6 Hog Rider, Expo Cycle with Collector. We're just going to have to wait and see what he's got. Okay, so he's going to have Tesla. This is making me think Expo Cycle with Collector. And I really want to see that because we got Earthquake Royal Giant. Give me the Expo player. I need it. I need it so bad, baby. Oh, he's going to have Sparky. Not what I wanted to see at all. Sparky with Tesla, man. You're crazy. You're wildin'. Well, at least you have ability. Oh, my gosh. Okay, this is maybe the only Expo deck we could ever lose to, but I still think we're going to be able to win, guys. No worries here. I'm not going to spend any extra elixir because I know that we're going to be A-okay. I can go for a Skarmy Surround right on top of the Sparky. Shut it down. Easy snack and a half. Sayonara. Goes in for a Snowball, but it's impossible for him to hit all the skeletons, so then the Sparky will die with no tower damage on us. He dropped a Sparky, he dropped an Expo, he dropped an Ice Golem, and he dropped a Snowball. That was a mouthful, but man, he still didn't get any damage. Very interesting deck, and I love how I was like, yo, it's probably going to be an Expo collector deck. And I was right, it was Expo, but I was totally wrong because I saw the Sparkies, so man, that was pretty funny. I love surprises, I love innovation, I love that this guy created a crazy deck. Credit to him for coming up with this. I'm going to go for a Goblin Barrel here so then the Sparky hits one of the Goblins, hopefully. And then the other Goblins get a ton of tower damage, and the Bats and the Giant Skeletons still demand a response. Dude, it's hitting each Goblin individually! Oh, no! I'm a horrible human being. There's no other way of saying it, guys. That was really filthy. Oh, my gosh. Did you guys expect that? I really was not expecting that one, Chief. We can go for a Skarmy Surround. He's still not able to get the value that he wants. We're able to shut down that Expo and assert so much dominance on this man. I actually want to go for a Giant Skeleton. I want to be that guy. I'm going to be that guy right now, guys. We're going to go for the Giant Skeleton Royal Giant and still have a tank for the RG. Force out a Fireball from him. Going for our Zappies. And I think we walk away with a W. 30 seconds remaining. He's forced to go in for an Expo, but it's not going to accomplish anything. I can just go for an Earthquake at this point. So, yeah, he doesn't know it yet, but what he doesn't know will hurt him very soon. We're going to go for that Earthquake, shut down the Expo, take the amount of damage that is remaining if he decides to do it. He's probably going to go for a preemptive Snowball, so we're going to go drop a Giant Skeleton instead. I expect him to Giant Snowball on that. He does not. We go for a Skarmy now, and we'll walk away with a very clean W. Very funny and an interesting start to this game, and I'm glad that we were able to win it. I'm glad we got to play against this crazy deck. It's something that I might even try to test out in the future. Sparky plus Expo deck, I think that would be pretty interesting to play. A lot of times people spam at the river and then the Sparky's able to kill all of it at once. That'd be really fun, honestly. Also, if your opponent has Rocket and then you bait out the Rocket with your Expo and then you go in for a Sparky, that'd be pretty hilarious too. I want to wait and see exactly what he's got before we make any big plays. I'm going to slow roll a Royal Giant because he's probably going to have Bomb Tower. And if he's going to Bomb Tower me, then I can just go for an Earthquake on it. So he's going to go in for Valkyrie. Oh man, he could go in for pretty interesting Magic Archer here. So I'm expecting him to Magic Archer soon. There it is. We can Earthquake. As I said before, if we slow roll the Royal Giant, then we can Earthquake with the RG. And we can obliterate the Bomb Tower because the Bomb Tower decays over time. And more of its HP is gone. So we force out Bomb Tower, we force out Tornado. That's already a ridiculous amount of Elixir. So if he's spending all that already, and we can just defend against the Wall Breakers with the Skarmy, and the Miner with the Skarmy, we're netting positive Elixir traits all around. And after we saw the Tornado variation, we know that he doesn't have arrows or another small spell, so I can go for a direct Bomb Tower right on top of the tower. And not have to worry because he used his Tornado to pull back the Royal Giant, therefore he has no way of activating King Tower right now, and we can guarantee some chip damage. Also, we got the Bomb Tower out of cycle again, and this is why this deck is just so unbelievably strong. It is so toxic. All I have to do is go in for Royal Giants here, bait out the Tornado with the Bats and Royal Giant, then he doesn't have it in cycle for the Goblin Barrel, and he has no way of dealing with us. The Bomb Tower is gone, sayonara, the Royal Giant gets damage on your tower if you don't Tornado, which he effectively tries to, but it still fails, and then I can go in for Skarmy on defense against any Wall Breakers because you can't break through them. I can go for a Giant Skeleton here, and then I want to go in for Skarmy on defense if he decides to go in for Wall Breakers, but I don't think he will. We can Earthquake, and then we can go in for... I think we want to go in for a Goblin Barrel here, and we'll see what we can accomplish. See if he decides to go in for anything. I think he's just going to forfeit the tower and forfeit the game because there's nothing he can do, guys. This deck that we're playing beats the meta decks so badly. There's nothing he can do in this matchup. We just have answers to bridge spam constantly, so we can go drop our Hunter here, our Skarmy right on top of those Wall Breakers, shut them down, and man, we're in a good spot. Unfortunately, he actually did get a connection because he decided to go for a poison, but guys, still 1,200 HP after a full Wall Breakers connection. It's not going to matter, and that's not going to happen unless he decides to go in for a poison, Miner, and Wall Breakers, and that's way too much Elixir. If he decides to do that, we can just go RG, punish him, and make him drop other cards that he doesn't want to. So just drop our Zappies, our Bats, our Hunter, make sure that the Wall Breakers don't connect, and if the Wall Breakers don't connect, then he's not able to get enough damage with Miner and Poison, so we will walk away with a W. It was a pleasure playing against you and asserting dominance, my dude. But yeah, your deck just doesn't stand up against us. It's just not possible to win. And I hate showing people this deck because his deck is admittedly my favorite deck in the meta, and I don't want to get hard countered anymore. I want to sauce out a good luck here. We're going to see what's up. We're going to see what's happening. I want to go for Zappies in the back and split them and see what this guy's got in store for us. He's going to go in for a Tombstone, so I'm thinking that it could be a Graveyard deck, or it could be a Lava Hound Miner deck. And it's going to be one or the other after we see the Baby Dragon. Nothing else. It's not going to have a weird Royal Giant deck. So I really want to get the double elixir with our deck, because if we're able to get a Giant Skeleton in front of our Royal Giant and he tries to spam stuff at the river to kill the Royal Giant, the Death Bomb of the Giant Skeleton will just make his life miserable. I need to go in for a Goblin Barrels on this side just because if he's going to Tornado, I don't want him to be able to activate King Tower. Okay. Let's just go for a Hunter here. And we can RG now. I feel pretty comfortable because we're up a lot of elixir. Hunter will be able to destroy all the skeletons spawned from the Tombstone as well. And I expect him to Tornado here, so I don't really want to spend more elixir. I could Earthquake actually to kill the skeletons, and I think that's worth it. And slow down the tower. I think we get an extra RG hit as a result of that, so it might be worth. Please give me an RG hit. Oh, it didn't happen. It's still A-okay because he doesn't have elixir to Graveyard. This Graveyard push would just get throttled right there if he decided to do it, because he wouldn't have had elixir for Graveyard plus Poison. Wouldn't have been cost efficient in single elixir for him to do that at all. I can maybe go in for another Goblin Barrel here, but he's going to have Baby Dragon back soon, so seems like the best play for us would just be go and cycle in our Giant Skeleton. If he goes in for a Graveyard, he doesn't have Poison because he just cycled Poison there, so we can defend against any Graveyard, but yeah, I just don't want to go in for a Goblin Barrel when he's going to Baby Dragon it. So we can go for Bats here. He's probably going to Baby Dragon on top of the Bats. Then we can go for a Goblin Barrel. I expect him to Baby Dragon on top of the Bats. He's going to Ice Wizard instead and then go in for a Bard Barrel. Okay, I see you, brother. So that Giant Skeleton Death Bomb is going to be able to hit the Ice Wizard, which is really good. Make sure that his counter push is mitigated. We can go for Royal Giant and Zappies up high so they don't all get hit by the Poison. And we should be able to at least get a little bit of value here, right? I can just keep Earthquaking, but I'm not going to Earthquake if he's going to go in for another Tombstone. That's A-okay for me, my man. So I can go in for a Bats here. I can go in for a Hunter right on top of the Baby Dragon. And if he decides to Poison, then we're going to be fine because it's just so much elixir. So he's going to go in for a Tornado instead. That means I can easily go in for a Skarmy. So he elects not to do the ballsy play of going in for a Poison there. Even in double elixir, he doesn't want to because he knows that he has to save elixir and save the Poison for defense against the Zappies and all the spam coming at him, right? It's crazy what I can accomplish here. I'm going to go in for a Bard Barrel, or I'm going to go in for a Royal Giant. I can just go in for an Earthquake on the Bard Barrel. Royal Giant's going to get through him. Because of the Death Bomb of the Giant Skeleton, he can't even defend. There's no hope. So we can just go for a Giant Skeleton to make sure that the Baby Dragon locks onto that. We can cycle our Bats, and then we can get ready for another Royal Giant push. So I'm going to drop my Goblin Barrel off to the side a little bit. So if he decides to go in for a Bard Barrel, he won't be able to hit it as easy. I think he misses at least one of them. Nah, he's good enough to know where it's going to be, but we can Earthquake again just to get more chip damage. The Giant Skeleton Death Bomb yet again, guys, kills everything that's on top of the Royal Giant, making his life not so happy. And I think maybe just going for another Hunter here, get a couple extra Royal Giant hits, and walk away with a W, guys. So all we need to do is go in for this RG, go in for Bats on defense because they'll be able to clean up the skeletons. And then I can Earthquake and we'll walk away with a W. There's nothing he can do to stop this RG from getting that hit. Pleasure playing against you and asserting dominance, my dude. That's pretty crazy that this guy was so good. He's got so many top tournament finishes. We're going to sauce out a good luck and we're going to see what's up. This guy is giving us the Screeching Hog Rider. We're going to cycle our Bats in the back, and he's saucing out a thanks, being a cordial sir. Oh, I appreciate you, brother. We'll see what you got. Oh, I don't really appreciate the Night Witch in the back because it's either going to be a Barbarian Hut deck or an Elixir Golem deck. We already know. Oh my gosh, Golem at the river. You're a certified savage, sir, and you need to be tamed. So it looks like we're probably going to have issues here. I need to go in for a Skarmy to eviscerate that Night Witch and then have our Hunter be able to kill the Bats while the Skarmy kills the rest of the Golem, which is not happening right now. Oh, that's so unfortunate because he's got arrows. Arrows are really the only thing that would have been able to hit all of the Skarmy when it's dispersed like that. But he did just drop them, so I feel comfortable going in for a Giant Skeleton Goblin Barrel on the right-hand side, hoping he doesn't have another small spell or a way of stopping the Giant Skeleton from connecting to the tower. Man, that is awesome. So if we have a dynamic game like that, I think we can win this matchup, guys. Beating Golem players that go Golem at the river after starting a Night Witch in the back and decide not to defend against the RG. That always feels good, man. I mean, he is a cordial person, so, you know, he gave us a little bit of love early on. I don't think he's a mean guy, even though he played really aggressive early on. He's a feisty fellow. We can go in for Zappies here. Go in, try to defend against this impending golem that will probably be dropped in the middle. I wonder if he's that feisty, man. He's got a Night Witch coming at us. Do you think he'll go in for a golem in the pocket? Oh, yeah, we knew it. We read him like the back of our hand, man. I knew it was going to happen. This guy is so feisty. He plays so aggressively. Oh my gosh, Golem Clone. It all makes sense. The Golem Clone players, they never defend. They only go full aggression and then try to 3-crown you. But for us, we've got Hunter, we've got Zappies, and he has no way to kill them, so we're in a really good spot. Yeah, you can go for a poison. That's A-okay. The Hunter's still alive. That means that you don't have poison to kill bats, and then you're probably going to arrow it. And then if you arrow that, then you're not going to have an answer to the Goblin Barrel. So it's really, really good for us. He has to arrow everything at once. And we dropped our Goblins really far back. So if you guys see that, still the Steve the Spear Goblin or Steve the Stab Goblin is chipping away on the tower. We walk away with the W. Really important to stagger out your units so you don't give your opponent optimal spell value. GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout.